It's mitigate some wind noise. Okay. Of course, it's an plane to come overhead while I come out here to talk to you guys. So, I can't believe I've waited this long to get this much done. I just can't. It's unfathomable the amount of lazy that I've expressed over the last 6 or 7 years of having this house and channel. This is the most open floor space I have. I still have some work to do on the miter station. The inverter does not handle the output that the AC unit requires. And that's going to get replaced after Christmas, because honestly, I'm just taking $50 of my paychecks at a time to buy certain things, because I'm still, I got kids to support and a house to support, and I have other things to pay that are more important than my hobbies. So for today, during my lunch hour, which is right now, I'm going to put in the second shelf that'll go on here on Friday when I get paid again. Today's Tuesday. I'm going to buy a couple more of these totes, make another tier of totes. The totes are still labeled from the manufacturer. They're all Lowe's Project Source totes. They're clear. They're great. They stack really well on the shelf. That's not by choice. My dog's outside barking at the squirrels. She can't get to them, but she's angry at them. But another shelf here, right, for more storage of stuff that's in cases or boxes. And then I can look at the benefit for me is these are at eye level. I can see what's in them. If I'm looking for, let's say, my hot glue gun, it's over there with the craft supplies. If I set up a TV in here at some point, I do have an NES Classic Mini knockoff from, not Wish, it was from my Vipon. It's a discount site for Amazon that I was clued into. So that's over there. It also has like some gaming controllers. I have a PC up here that I intend on putting back on the wall. It was the one I had in the corner that I was going to use for accessing plans or, printing to the network storage, the network printer that we have in the house. But that's besides the point. These boards that are over here right now, and the board that is going to make up the next segment of the shelf, are the components of the bench that was here, the black bench. The cavity that's here right now, and I call it a cavity because this is where my table saw. I'm going to build a small a small cart or a small shelf for it that'll be on casters that I can roll it out, bring up a drop leaf, outfeed shelf for it. So when I'm making cuts, it'll go out that way. I intend on hopefully making the workshop self-enclosed, so all the tools will be used inside the workshop. I have an Oneida Dust Deputy that I want to set up. I also have dust collection with my shop vac, but I want to run everything under the worktop and hook everything with blast gates. But that's what I would like. Is it gonna happen? Hopefully. Is it gonna happen anytime soon? Probably not, but it's in the works. So that's what I'm working on so far. On Friday when I get paid again, I intend on going to Lowe's to buy some 2x6s because the rafters for the shed are made out of 2x6s, and I want to make bird blocks to go into the ends of the roof, so I can then start getting insulation and start insulating that side of the shed roof. Get some, the shed's about 12 feet long on the inside, maybe I want to say 11.5 feet, because it has 2x4 walls plus it's got plywood. So I want to get something to cover the inside. I'm just brainstorming right now. I'm just talking out my ass. But maybe sometime, not tongue and group because that's expensive. Some OSB like the stuff on the walls. And if I can find it cheap or free, even better. If I can find cheap or free insulation, great. I have some 2-inch styrofoam sheet, Polypro from like my project a couple years ago that are left over. I'll probably use that to insulate the small pieces, insulate the roof as best as I can, rework the chicken wires on this side to keep the mice and the rats out that are around the property out of the shed. I have a bait box and they've been eating the bait, so hopefully that'll stop them from coming in. And I need to figure out what's going on with the dog and the gutter system so that the water stops seeping into the shed. And that's the other thing. The shed has a tilt to it because the people that own this house before us, they moved this shed about 6 feet off of the front of the pad it was sitting on. So it's half sitting on old pad, half sitting on new pad, and this new pad has a slight grade towards the back of the shed. So I would like to at some point move all the components that are on the ground out and bring in some self-leveling cement. The carcasses for the miter saw are sitting on 3/8 by 3-inch long bolts that are into T-nuts, into some 2x4s at the bottom, so it's lifting it up plus leveling. So I want to make sure everything's somewhat level to what the old concrete is, and then hopefully, if I have the time and if I don't die before I do it, and I say die, but not like tomorrow, but like 20 years from now, I'll pour the self-leveling concrete floor and then put some laminate, make it look presentable. And then the next thing after I do this week we're doing the 2x6s for the roof. I'm thinking if I get maybe 3 8-foot 2x6s, that should be enough to make the spans for the roof. And then I'm going to buy the 2 sheets of plywood that I need for the new door. The 2 runners from the worktop here, I'm going to recycle them into the door frame, and I'm going to replace this double door that the shed has, and most sheds have a double door setup, and it's great when it's, you know, you're not in and out of your shed often, to just have 2 small doors or 1 door in and 1 door out. But me personally, I'm constantly in and out of the shed when I'm working on a project or doing something for my wife or doing something for myself, or if I'm working on the boat. And if I don't prop open the doors, the one will close. One is it's an inconvenience. It's not a problem, it's just an inconvenience. So now that I'm organizing the workspace, I want to start looking at, okay, what do I have screwed onto the doors? Take that stuff off, find homes for them. And then when I make the new door, make it so it swings outward on the right hand swing, so that way I can prop it up with 1 prop and I don't have to worry about double things. And then when I'm done, have it also be insulated, so that way when it's closed and it's sealed, I can run the air conditioning with the correct, with the correct inverter. This is a modified sine wave inverter that does not meet the requirements that this needs to do for the cooling. When it puts that initial charge up, it ramps up, it peaks out, and it trips the breaker for this old inverter. I looked at a couple inverters last night. I looked at a couple inverters from Harbor Freight. They're around 300 bucks. But for $300, I could buy pure sine inverters from Renogy on Amazon. And Renogy is one of the top tier inverter, solar panel, solar charger manufacturer. In fact, I have a small 10 amp, 12 volt Renogy Wanderer. It's plugged onto my 100 watt camping solar panel setup that I have for when we go camping, so that I have electricity to run a box fan and charge my phone overnight. And then all the other parents, they charge their phones off of my setup, which is where this battery came from. So that's another thing I want to buy for the shed. I want to buy the Renogy inverter or an eco-worthy inverter of the same quality or price point, between $300 for an inverter, 2 maybe 3 kilowatts or 2,000 watts or 3,000 watts, if you will, of an inverter with a peak of 4 or 4.5, but a usage maximum of 2 or 3, depending on the price and what I can afford and whatever is feasible. Plus another, I want to replace this battery and keep this for my camping battery, or my backup car battery, because it's a deep cycle. It does have charging capability and cold cranking amps. It's got like 750 cold cranking amps that can crank up my truck, which is great. But get some lithium phosphate 100 amp hour battery, maybe 2 of them, run them in series, right, or parallel, 24 volts, 100 amps. That's 2 kilowatts of juice in the shed, and that way if I ever need it, I can run the AC to the house. Can I run AC to the house? No, AC, by AC I mean, like, you know, running a power cord over to the refrigerator if we have a storm roll through. What else? I gotta find a way to store. I was looking at storage videos to get some sort of, get some inspiration for storing these things. These overhead lamps, I can wire them in series, right? They plug in from one to the other, like they have right up here. But once I have this shed electrified with shore power or house power, I have an outlet up there, so I'll just plug them up in there. And then I'm going to have some sort of seal or threshold on the ground that's made out of pressure treated 1x6, and then I'll have it sealed to where water can't seep in from the front, hopefully, and then work on the water seepage on the side, so that way I can keep this as dry as possible. Well, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Leo built it this far. I really appreciate the 140 some odd people that have subscribed. I started this channel so that I can record myself talking to you a camera, so in case if my kids ever wanted to see me, because I have shared custody of my ex-wife, they want to see me do stuff or talking about them or stuff like that, they can come along. I mean, I started it working out of a shed in my father-in-law's house, driving a Honda Civic and putting pallets on top of the roof of the Honda Civic and making silly little videos that I hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Other than that, so yeah, so going back to what I was talking about, the table saw, the cart will be here. It's not going to be a big cart. One is tucked away. It'll be maybe a 3-foot cart by 2 foot, so it won't stick out as much as that will, but I'll have a nice little worktop I can cobble stuff together with. And then when I want to use it, roll it out, drop it on its legs, bring out the leaf, cut the sheet goods I don't want to cut. I'm probably going to end up cutting it this way from the outside of the shed into the shed, and then hook it into the disc collection, hopefully with the two 100 amp hour lithium phosphate batteries. I'll have enough throughput to be able to run the air conditioning plus all the tools in the shed without having to use shore power. And I say shore power because my dad was in the Merchant Marine and I grew up around boats, and that's what we would call, you know, grid power, house power, electrical from the house, stuff that I'm using for the AC, for the power units right now. The only thing that I have that's running off of the inverter, aside from the lights, is and I have 3 of them, so I figured I can sacrifice one of these suckers. With the Walt battery charger, and it's charged 3 batteries so far, and they work just fine. So that's the only thing that's running off solar right now. Eventually the shed will be solarized all the way through. And to recap, from the doorway to about that corner, right? It's already been insulated, so I need to remove everything I put up on this side once I have the installation. I don't want to do it before I have the installation. I know I need about 3 rolls of insulation, 32 square feet per roll, right? So it's 8. Yeah, I'll need about 3 rolls of insulation to do from that corner to this corner, and then the leftover will go there, and I need another, I want to say, what, these are 24 inches on center. So maybe get the foam bat insulation slabs and then cut them to 24 inches wide. They're not going to be true 6-inch or the 2x8s, 2x6s. So I'll do maybe, yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. It'll be good enough for me. Not maybe so good enough for like a building inspector. I'm not going to be living in here. I'm just going to be working out of the shed. I just don't want to die of a heat stroke while I'm working on a project. If I can come in here and not have to go in the house and take a 20-minute break from the heat and cool off with an air conditioning unit that's running off of solar while I'm cutting some pieces while I'm in here, it'd be great. It doesn't have to happen right away. I'm not in a hurry. Hopefully you guys aren't in a hurry either, and we can just let stuff happen. Well, thank you guys for watching Leo Builds It. I really appreciate you guys and gals that watch these videos. It's like I said before, it's just me in my workshop, just doing things, recording. Hopefully you guys enjoy what you watch. Again, thank you for watching. Please come back, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that other YouTubers request or ask of you to do, because I do watch a lot of YouTube, a lot like you guys. I watch YouTube for inspiration plus ideas on how to do things, because I'm not a know-it-all. Even though I sometimes play it off like I know what I'm doing, I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.